if you are a seller looking to buy a house while you own a house, what are your options? A lot of sellers ask me this question, and I'm gonna go through 4 options that you have, the most common options that you have when you're looking to buy a house when you need to sell a house. Option 1 is that you just do 2 mortgages. What that means is you're gonna buy this house without selling your house, you're gonna close on your new house and buy it. So ultimately, for a few weeks or a few months, you're gonna ultimately own 2 houses all at once. Now, the vast majority of buyers that own a house, they don't like this option because they feel like their risk is too great that they'll end up owning 2 houses at once. Your next option is what's called the subject to sale offer. What that means is you hope that the seller will accept your offer subject to the sale of your home. Now what's tricky about that is in the Des Moines market, when a seller accepts that offer, they sign an addendum saying that with the buyer that says, hey, the buyer will buy this house if they can sell their house. Now, what that means is that the buyer can get their house pending or an accepted offer. But what's tricky about that is the seller on that house is going to keep their house on the market. And what that subject to sale addendum essentially is a first right refusal, which is usually 24 hours. As a seller, you have a good plan B if you can't sell it to somebody else, but you just keep it on the market until your buyer gets their house on the market and ready for sale. Now, if you're the buyer, you gotta be really mindful of this. If your house is not ready to sell, it's gonna take you a month to get it ready on the market, more than likely you're not gonna get that house. And what I encourage a lot of buyers when they need to do a subject to sale offer is that they need to spend time getting their house on the market while they look for a home. Your third option is what's called a subject to completion offer. And this is probably the most common thing that a lot of my sellers do. And what this means is that they're gonna put their house on the market without a house they're gonna buy yet. That sounds really risky, and I understand that. But what I've done for the last 8 or 9 years is what I've done when you're a seller putting their house on the market without a house you're looking to buy, we do what's called a subject to seller finding a home of choice addendum. What that means is when you put your house on the market and you get an accepted offer in your home, you have a 2-week addendum that says it's subject to the seller's finding a home of choice. So it's a little bit risky, but that's an option there. The fourth option is similar to option 1, but it's a little bit different. It's called a bridge loan. It's where you can take the equity you have in your house, put towards the house you're going to buy. It's essentially part 1, but it's a bridge loan, and that's a specific strategy. But what's most important if you are a seller that's also looking, or if you're a buyer that needs to sell their house, it's really important to have a very specific strategy. And that's why you need to hire a really good real estate agent that knows how to navigate this. What you don't want to have happen is unintended consequences, which can mean you put your house on the market, and you get an accepted offer on your house, and you're forced to move. You have no control, and you don't find the house you want to buy. So you need to have a competent and prudent agent that works hard for your behalf to really bridge this deal together. It's a huge, exciting thing when you outgrow your house and you're moving up, but if you don't hire the right agent and you don't have the right strategy, it can cause a world of hurt.